fans, they beat the Tigers by 11 points. Skipper Gary Lyon kicked 5. The Tigers went into the finals. Melbourne didn't. In this, the centenary year of the great game, Richmond are fighting to stay in the race for September. For the Demons, the cause is all but lost. Neil Baum, however, would love to put Richmond back in their place. For Robert Walls, the fight must go on. For the Tigers and their faithful followers, this match against their spirited co-tenants at the MCG is of vital importance.
A little bit of form over the last month, including a good win last week against Footscray.
Yes, I saw that game, Terry, and they were good up till half-time, Footscray, but then Melbourne really did go away with it. They had a point up forward, and that was David-Neitz. They had really good play, and I suppose when you win a game of football, you've got good players everywhere. You certainly do outnumber the opposition as far as good players go. So, yeah, they'll be a little bit better than what they were a few weeks ago, Melbourne, because they were really struggling.
And the Tigers, some doubt over Campbell and Daffy during the week with flu, and there is Matthew Knights returning for his first game for the season.
Yes, well, Knights has had that ankle injury, and it's a big question mark, and it's a big ask also coming straight back into the senior side. And
mentioned Matthew Knights, but also Ben Holland in with Johnny Howard.
Yes, and John would be anxious to do well. That's John Howard, number 31, because Melbourne was his former team. He was a good player at Melbourne. Unlucky, I thought, to be chopped from that side. But they're slowly clawing their way back. They had a loss last week to the West Coast. But again, that is basically the same side that they had last year, Richmond. They did very, very well. They played with a lot of emotion. But it's very hard to maintain that emotion over a period of time. Their ability has just got to come up to match their emotional level.
Richmond versus Melbourne. Steins versus Charles. Charles, the first hit out, only as far as Obbs. His quick handball is taken by Prescott. Kicks forward. Gale running onto it. Pressure from Phoebe. But the support there from Rogers. Pulled off the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Cow with quick hands to Turley. Pushes out towards the wing. All set underneath it. Polly couldn't complete it. And it's all tied up at this stage. A little bit of push and shove. Roderick and Steins. Tempers are ready to go early, Kev.
Well, certainly that's the big move by Melbourne. Sean Smith, who's played at fullback this year and has done very well, playing on Matthew Richardson, who's kicked 56 goals for the Tigers this year, and he certainly is the big match winner for Richmond on the forward line. And we see a big pack of players on centre wing. So the Tigers kicking down towards the main scoreboard. Melbourne towards the punt road end of the MCG. Jimmy Steins versus Justin Charles. Very important duel. Charles having a tremendous season for the Tigers since taking over as the #1 ruckman. And Jimmy Steins has also been in outstanding form. Steins with the ball in a headlock from Prescott. Another ball up on centre wing. Matthew Knights back in the Richmond side today. Tiger vice captain and twice best and fairest winner, sitting on the interchange bench. Hasn't played since round 2. Melbourne with 7 of the past 10 game wins over the Tigers. A bit of a bogey side. So a free kick here to Jimmy Steins. So the hero of Melbourne kicks the ball down towards the half-forward line. Ingerson underneath the ball. Miranda at the back of the pack. Twisting and turning, loses control. Damien Ryan's there for Richmond. And a boundary throw in some 55 metres out from Melbourne's goal. So Neitz is at full forward and Gaspar has the big job on picking him up. Matthew Knights just on the boundary line, ready to get back into the action.
Now, the ball wasn't thrown in on that occasion. A free kick was picked out by the umpire to young Jeff Farmer. Farmer has done so very well this year. Played early games last year and late games, but has now found a niche in the forward pocket. In towards the top of the goal square. Neitz behind, can't complete the mark. It's Gale in front. Very good work from the big man there. Pushes out wide. Prescott has space to run on. Plays up towards the wing. Can't be completed there. Nettlebeck, the first man back. Settles a little chip kick. Really not going anywhere. Obbs interfered with. The play on, says the umpire. Now it's in. Seacamp claiming. Umpire won't give him a free kick. Conditions quite ideal at the MCG. Clear skies. Perhaps a little heavy underfoot around the wings. The umpire bounces on that heavy turf. Howard in the front position. Played back into the contest, now spun wide. Rogers misses. Callaway, a little quick kick on the left foot. Prescott couldn't control it. Pressure from Melbourne, but pressure was too harsh.
A little indiscriminate with that tackle. Over enthusiasm by Tingay on Rogers. Rogers has been getting some big jobs around midfield.
So Matthew Rogers drives in towards a true centre-half forward position. A big plaque wide. Smith's up from behind. Tries to claim the mark, but not according to the umpire. So Sean Smith starting the season at full forward for Richmond. Actually kicked 6 goals in a game earlier on, but now finding himself full-back and a tagging role on Matthew Richardson.
Glenn Lovett is down in the back pocket for Melbourne, and he's picking up Nick Daffy.
And the conditions quite ideal. Possible rain later on, but at this particular stage, everything is set for a perfect game of football. Steins with a backhand, but Bow quickly out, right up to the goal square. Richardson spoiled by Smith, provides the Shepherd now for Tape. Couldn't control it. Lovett's kick off the ground, intercepted by a great tackle from Seacamp. Took him front on. Polly feeds out towards Lovett. Support from Hopgood. Back to Lovett, and the D's have turned it back around again.
So Melbourne into attack, goes short, finds Ops, feeds the ball off to Clarkson's had a fantastic season for the Demons, goes short, a great kick to Neitz. So Alistair Clarkson, since coming across from North Melbourne, has arguably been Melbourne's best player this year. It was a wonderfully weighted kick. A couple of interesting matchups with Clarkson picking up Broderick, one of the favourites for the Brownlow medal, and Poley, just a youngster for Melbourne. Looks like he's got the job on Wayne Campbell. So David-Neitz kicked 8 goals against Footscray last week, 6 against Adelaide the week before. He's in top form and will shoot from right on 50. It's a long bomb. Distance is there. He's drilled it. Great start, Demons.
He's got a wonderful kicking style, David-Neitz, for goal. Wonderful kicking style. Here's the build-up from Lovett, Obbs, Clarkson. And he had a great battle last week with Danny Southern. Danny Southern, no slouch as far as the footballer is concerned, but Neitz in the second quarter was very, very good and then went on with it, had Southern changed off him.
So Melbourne's first goal, Richmond yet to score. Centre bounce, always important, and this time it's the D's. The quick kick forward, pushing back, very courageous. Tremendous work, Anthony Ingerson.
Yes, and the crowd recognising the work of Ingerson, then the courage shown. That's a hard one to do. Running with a fly to the ball, head looking back over to where the ball is coming from.
That's one of the best marks I've seen this year, Don, because at no stage did he even have the opportunity to even have a bit of a glance just to see what was coming. So he ran, you know, into the goal square just with no idea what was coming at him.
He's not the most penetrating kick, Anthony Ingerson, but he's not that far out.
So the left footer playing his 50th game. I think you called it, Don. 3 goals over the last 2 weeks for Anthony Ingerson since moving back into the forward line.
I just wonder whether another player beside Gasper would have let Ingerson off on that occasion.
So Gasper bringing the ball back in play for Richmond. Broderick under the contest as usual. Feeds to Rogers on the run. Tape from behind, well judged.
Oh, I thought that was very suspect.
He's got it on in the goal square. Chips it up high, Richardson, yes. Very good play from Tape. Got back off the mark quickly, saw Richardson unattended, and Smith couldn't get back in time. The little kick, perfectly placed.
Well, Smith is good, and we saw that earlier when he has the leap and comes from behind.
So Richardson's first goal, 57 for the year, now surpasses his career best of 56 back in 1994 when he was a leading goal kicker.
Well, that is a lost ball. He's put that into the top tier at the stand down behind the goals. A little sus that mark by Tate. Pushed this Melbourne player out, but you can see there the height. Just having the drop was Richardson on Smith. New ball.
Matthew Richardson has been averaging 4 goals a game. It's been a great comeback from that knee reconstruction when he hurt his knee in round 9 last year. Star for the Allies against Victoria. One of the superstars of the competition. Daffy trying to crash his way through. Caught. Steins at last breaks it over to Clarkson. Gets it across. So Melbourne out of defence. Looking for a kind bounce. Phoebe goes over the top to Ingerson in his 50th game. Rocking the ball back to Poley. Caught.
Lacking a little bit of confidence there, Anthony Ingerson. I thought on the left foot he could have wheeled around, had a go at him.
Well, there's a little bit of feeling out there too. Not just over this instant, but I saw Clarkson before. There's a heavy tackle.
Roderick kicks the ball back towards the wing. High flyer was Callaway. Back of the pack, Tate playing on the forward line. He's made his name in defence. Campbell. Centre wing, member side, kicks to space. Jimmy Steins versus Howard. The Brownlow medalist paddles the ball along in front, does well to Cow, caught from behind. Great tackle by Powell, playing his first game for the Tigers. Howard back to Rogers, trying to set it up. And this man Richardson, has he been paid? No. Gale pounced on the ball, looking for Tapers, made ground, can't quite get there on the half volley. Glenn Lovett to Seacamp. Good play by Daffy. Wins possession, hooks the ball back. Danger here for Melbourne, just needing a bounce, trying to come through his Powell. Quick hands back to Prescott, 45 metres out, can score. Prescott's drilled it.
Oh, this could be reversed. Richardson just put down Hobbs on his backside, and they're still pushing and shoving going on. As I said earlier, a lot of feeling. It started on the outer wing, and that man, Alistair Clarkson, does not take a backward step. He's an angry young man.
Well, it was a great goal by Prescott, Donny. Actually, it's taken a while to find a regular spot in the Richmond side. He was captain of Richmond under-19s, and in fact, when I was coach back in '91, I was going to play him, but he got stress fractures and couldn't play, and it took him another 2 years before he played his first senior game, and now a very important player.
So Prescott and Richardson, the goal kickers for Richmond. And here they come again. Quick hands, Daffy across the body with the right foot, tosses up high. Smith, the flyer, couldn't complete the mark. Supported ground level by Cowell. Tingay, up and away. Left foot towards Steins. Bounces in front of the big man. And it bounces over the line and out of bounds.
Well, that's the second time I've seen Howard running with Steins. Now, maybe he's got the job of running with Steins around the ground. Charles has gone to centre half forward, so obviously that's a ploy.
So Steins and Howard. Howard's second game for the year. Spins off now. Broderick, the danger player through the centre of the ground. He's got space on his left-hand side. 3 bounces through. Cuts back in. Tosses it up. Richardson's behind. Lovett's in front. Couldn't control it. Down to Cowell towards the boundary line. Keeps it in. Towards the wing position. No one there for support from Melbourne. Gale cleans up. Tosses it back in short. Charles at ground level. Couldn't control. Cowell again. Lovett. Advantage play by the umpire. Nettlebeck runs away through the half-back line towards the wing. Ingerson and Gale. Ingerson stays upright. It gives the free kick away. Matthew Rogers. Right into the centre half forward position. Charles. Richardson from behind. Spills free. Left foot shot. Powell. Very, very quick. Formerly on the Collingwood list. Very late inclusion into the Richmond side today. Chris Bond unable to take his place in the side. Tony Free watches on. Richmond leading 2 goals, 1-13. Melbourne 1-1-7. Hobbs takes the kick out right on the 50-metre line. Handball over the top to Phoebe. Uses his right foot towards Steins. Steins, very, very crude push on Johnny Howard, and Howard takes the free.
That's an interesting matchup, Don, and could be a good one because Jimmy Steins picks up so many possessions with his running ability off taller ruckman. So Johnny Howard, a former Demon, pumps the ball back towards 50. Oh! Smith over the top, takes a big grab.
Goes into the man in front. He's hurt himself too, Smith.
Now, he has had a broken arm during pre-season. Did he take the mark? That's a mark for mine, Don.
Yep. Well, I thought maybe Nettlebeck got his hands to it first.
He's actually taken the kick for Smith to Obst. Kicks the ball out wide, looking for Ingerston. And off the hands of Ingerston and over the line for a boundary thrown. So problems here for Melbourne, because Sean Smith's got the big job on Matthew Richardson.
It takes a lot of courage to do what Smith did then, to continually do it. He's got a great leap, but to get up there.
So Steins versus Gale. Callaway over the back. Michael Gale kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Charles down there has the ball knocked over the line by Nettlebeck. So the Tigers 2-1-13 lead by 6 points. Melbourne 1-1-7. Justin Charles doing the ruck work at the centre bounce, then going to centre half forward. And Johnny Howard picking up that man, Jimmy Steins. Callaway driven into the ground by Smith. Naish on Ops, the tackle, hands and knees. Ops, edge of the centre square. Campbell, he's got Poley as his minder. Farmer overruns the ball. Campbell slides underneath it, does well. Quick kick, but it's been marked by Turley.
Turley from half back, looks for Steins at half forward. Misses the big man and it goes over the line out of bounds. Yes. Jimmy just looks back up the field towards Turley and asks for it to be tossed up just a little bit higher. Richmond by 6. Crowd underneath this throw in. Quick fist out by the Richmond, pushing it forward. Michael Gale hard up against the boundary line again, trying to fend off. Gale has really found the niche at Richmond on the wing. Hard and aggressive player.
There's a free kick and well picked up by the umpire.
Howard doing the right thing, just getting in front in the contest. Pushes in towards Charles at centre half forward. Nettlebeck's there with him. Nettlebeck gathers at the ground level, hung on into the tackle, notices the umpire, comes back. Hopgood couldn't complete the mark. Powell right there with him, number 13 for Richmond. The tackle by Tape is good on Cow. Ball really locked in there now. And umpire Mark McKenzie, number 24.
Showing a bit of enthusiasm. Tape, he's only just been going in his previous games with Richmond.
Moving the forward line always gives a little bit of a lift to a player. There he is, right in there with Glenn Lovett. Can't miss Glenn. Referred to as Conehead by Bobby Davis this morning. Some 35 metres out from Richmond goal. Melbourne defending again. Ops. Kick falls short of Steins. Howard running off the big fella now. Tosses him towards the square. Lovett. Smith's the spoiler. Hopgood roving at ground level. Handball out wide. Allows Lovett to run on into it. Pushed in the back. Play on. Turned back around. Richardson and Smith. Smith down. Richardson stays upright.
Going to be an interesting battle between those two. Smith down again. Crashed earlier, having attempted to take that mark. He went down again on all fours, but he's up. He's right.
Tigers 2-1-13 lead by 6 points. Melbourne 1-1-7. Charles versus Nettlebeck. Obst tried to weave his way through. Dispossessed. Powell playing his first game for the Tigers. Hopgood to Nettlebeck. So Melbourne out of defence. The kick's a poor one. And Broderick will take it for the Tigers. Wants to get the ball quickly back to the front of the square. Richardson was a target underneath it. High flies Charles at the back. Really kicked on since he left Footscray.
Well, players need exposure, and he's getting that exposure. And there he is. What a great leap too. He took it on the way down.
Don't know why Terry Wheeler didn't play him in this position. So Justin Charles, who has really developed over the last couple of years, just lived a couple of 100 metres from the Western Oval, Terry.
That's right.
Kicked 8 goals for the Tigers. So Justin Charles from point blank range should kick Richmond's 3rd goal, and he has.
Great sportsman is Justin Charles. Went to America, pursuing a baseball career. Was an outstanding junior, but ruckmen need exposure, and Footscray have got plenty of, or had plenty of big men. In actual fact, they're in a similar position at the moment with Darcy and Grigic, and also Wine. And Grigic is suffering. Grigic could be in the same position as what Charles is if he got exposure.
Richmond by 12 points. Stones takes the centre bounce. Return back by the Tigers towards Powell and Hopgood. Hopgood for Melbourne stands up on his feet, gathers the handball to Lovett, who seeks it out wide towards the boundary line. Tingay and Bauer. The boundary line wins out. Stephen Tingay missed rounds 1, 2 and 3 with a hamstring injury.
Viney on, he's taking Broderick.
Contest after the boundary throw-in is tight and aggressive. Turley steps out onto the left foot towards Farmer. A little bit of body work from the little man. Couldn't complete the mark. Miranda in hard on top. Jeff Hilton into the side today. One of the best players in the reserves last week. Replaced Adam Uze in this week's lineup. Howard and Steins again. Farmer over the boundary line. Jeff Farmer in a draft, a swap for Phil Gilbert, formerly from the South Fremantle. Steins with the left hand down. Clarkson trying to run onto it. Give on the up, didn't get to Lovett. Michael Gale. Bauer lifts the ball over and steps out of trouble. Seacamp's a spoiler from behind. Naish at ground level. Off one step, probing into the forward line. Uncompleted mark. Richardson, the rover, kicks a goal.
Well, they really did make a meal of that, Richmond. Richardson finally getting boot to ball, but had those two Richmond players not contested or spoilt one another, there could have been a mark. Now here it is, Naish, the high ball. See Richardson. That's Broderick with Viney. Viney makes Broderick play a little bit as play goes away. Great athleticism once again for Richardson.
An enormous talent. He's kicked 58 goals for the year. He's the danger man for Melbourne. So the Tigers outside the top 8. They need to win today. They get back. Clarkson kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Back of the pack, Lovett. Quick hands to Tingay. Gale caught high.
Bit of feeling out there, isn't there?
So the acting skipper for Richmond gives it off to his brother and kicks for space. Campbell will run onto the ball. Kick short up towards the half-forward line. Howard, who's got the job on Jimmy Steins, does well up, slides under the ball. Wonderful play by Ops. Back to Steins. Bang! Crashed into by Campbell. Picked up by Seacamp to Lovett. He's got the job playing on Daffy to Ops. Back to Jimmy Steins, the running power of Steins. Thumps the ball back inside 50. Neitz comes out. Up in front, he's got it.
He did that last week, taking the ball out in front like that. In front of Southern, there's just no way known anybody can get the ball away from him when he does that. Look, ball out in front. Gasper trying desperately. He gives a great mark on the lead, Neitz.
We might have a shootout with Richardson with 2 goals at one end of the ground and David-Neitz at the other. He's kicked 28 goals for the season, All-Australian last year. Second in the club's best and fairest. He's taken over from David Swartz as the key forward, with the skipper line out as well. This is a great kick by David-Neitz. There's a wonderful talent as well. Let's hope we get a shootout between Neitz and Richardson today.
Well, that ball's gone every bit of 55 metres. He's really jumped into it. Here's the build-up once again. Ambitious handballer just finds Steins. Watch, Steins got involved earlier, then he runs onto it. There it is from Ops. Nearly cut out by Daffy. Yes, Kevin. Matthew Knight's coming on. This is a blood rule, I think, to Prescott. So obviously he's gone out. The cheers. And a great kick by Neitz for goal. Accuracy and distance, terrific.
Well, Matthew Knight's a rousing reception from the Tiger faithful. Severely injured his ankle in round 2. back for his first run. And there he is, straight into it. Quick hands by Knights. Flipped on again. Nettlebeck's there to turn it back. Cowell cleaning up from behind. The left foot pushes out wide. Finds Clarkson. Over the top to Turley. A little bit of pressure from Knights there. Onto Tingay. One bounce. Looks for Neitz. No, decides to go handball to Ingerson. He squeezed the left footer. Tingay now has to go to Neitz. No, it's a short one. Miranda's in amongst it. Hilton the spoil. Gale onto Daffy. The Tigers straight down the centre of the ground to Charles. Couldn't complete it. Melbourne have the numbers at ground level. Hopgood pushes out wide.
There's a Melbourne player down. It's Nettlebeck. He's laying prostrate on the ground in the centre pitch. There he is. After that clash when the boys went for the mark.
Well, Charles was the high flyer, Don. He may have caught Neitz high, just going for the mark.
There it is, and he crashes to the ground, and that ground is very, very hard in the centre.
It's certainly the centre wicket area.
Bad news for Melbourne as Ops limps off the field, and coming on is O'Brien.
I mentioned this last week against the Footscray, that it's very disconcerting for the players to have such a hard cricket pitch, and there is no consistency because the outer is rather soft. They should water the centre.
They're calling for the stretcher, Don, for Nettlebeck. We've just seen Ops limp off the field, so the bench of Melbourne looks like it could be down to 1.
Let's hope he's all right. Just let's hope he is all right.
He's certainly been a fine player at centre half back for the Demons.
He was terrific early, wasn't he?
Yep.
Andrew Lamprell looks like he's going to come on for the Demons.
And what a double blow. And
well, they're both good players, aren't they?
Yeah, and Andrew Ops, he'd already had 8 disposals in the game, and really was a key player across the half-back line there.
Neil Baum looking on with Richard Griffiths, the football manager. Peter Russo, the former Hawthorn champion, assistant coach to Neil Baum. Knights looks like he's going to come off, and Prescott back on. So a lot of action on the boundary line. Let's go down to Neil Curley on the boundary line. A lot of action down there, Curls.
Yes, at the moment it's pretty busy. Young Prescott was off with the blood rule. He's been patched up around the eye. And now we have young Andrew Obbs here, who's got a kick just above the right knee, coming up into the thigh area. It's being strapped with ice now, but he doesn't look too good at all.
Of course, Nettlebeck, who lost his balance in that marking duel that took place at centre half forward, just inside the centre square, as Don suggested. It's pretty hard in there. So let's hope that he will be okay.
With John Galea of
Played a league game last year, was at Fremantle after starting at Sydney. He's always been regarded as having enormous talent, and has just been finding his niche here at Melbourne, playing a key role.
Yes, what Richard like. Richard like. I don't think he'll take any further part in the game. He's going straight up the race into the dressing room.
And the new stretcher rule this year is that a player can't come back for at least 20 minutes after being carried off on a stretcher. So with 2 guys, we can see here where Nettlebeck with Charles there, and he goes over the top of Seacamp and falls very awkwardly.
I'd say he's come down on his head, Kevin, too. I mean, he's come down on his shoulder, and probably his head has hit the hard cricket pitch area.
So the action about to resume on centre wing with Richmond 4-1-25, leading by 12 points. Melbourne 2-1-13.
And Melbourne take charge from that ball up, pushing it forward. Callaway in defence, paid the mark. Taking Callaway, a real cornerstone in the Tiger defence. Pushes on out wide to Michael Gale. Looking further upfield. No one there. Naish has to do the flying. Seacamp comes down with the ball, spills it in the tackle. Glenn Lovett dealt with there with the tackle, but against him for holding the ball. Umpire deeming he made no attempt to get rid of the ball in the Daffy tackle. Daffy wastes no time. Howard again doing the running work through the centre of the ground, steps around Jimmy Stynes towards centre half forward. Tate couldn't complete the mark. He's in though, gathers the ground level. Quick kick on out. Richardson in front position. Can't control the bow. Handball over the top. Richardson's up again. He's missed it.
Oh, let's hope he's good. Just for one moment I thought he'd gone down with a problem. See a lot of mouthing off. There's a bit of feeling in this game.
Incredible agility. One moment he's on the ground, the next minute he's up. Robert Walls, Kevin Morris.
Richardson would certainly be the hardest player to match up in league football.
Definitely.
Callaway went down two at centre-half back, and he's favouring his left shoulder. That's Duncan Callaway.
So Clarkson receiving the Cow kickoff, goes towards the wing. The ball spilt free again. Robbie Powell. First game for the Tigers on the right foot. Charles at centre-half forward, down to Prescott. He's already got one. It's going to bounce in the square. Bounces the wrong way for the Tigers. And Smith concedes the behind by pushing it through just in front of the rampant Matty Richardson.
Under 2 minutes of action to go in this first term. Richmond 4-3-27, Melbourne 2-1-13.
Melbourne playing the huddle at centre-half back. There they are, and they'll make the break from here.
So Tingay, Bauer is indicating. So they go wide. Champs for Phoebe on the half-back flank. Looking for Steins. Miranda comes in. Turley got a chance, goes to ground from Howard. Kicked off the ground by Miranda. So a boundary throw in on centre wing. With Obst off the ground with a kick above the knee. Nettlebeck has been carried off on a stretcher. So Melbourne just down to the one fit interchange player at the moment. Prescott kicks deep into the forward line. Richardson's the target, he's already booted two against Smith. Smith paddles the ball along in front. And Richardson forces him to kick the ball over line, but he will get a push. Ball's got to come back to Smith. Goes short to Cow. He's got the job playing on Chris Naish today. So Cow pumps the ball back towards the edge of the centre square. His target is Steins. Howard's his opponent. Fists the ball away. Daffy with quick hands back to Bauer. The Tigers can set it up to Rogers. Under a minute of action to go. A goal would be dangerous for Melbourne. Charles in front. Punched away. Powell at the bottom of the pack. Cow finds Hopgood, who runs the ball over.
And Neil Curley, Craig Nettlebeck, mate.
Yes, came down and hit his head hard on the ground. He has got concussion. They won't quite know, of course, till he settles down on how severe it is.
So the boundary throw-in, Steins takes it away. Feeds it off to Lamprell. He gives it back to Steins, but awkwardly. Hopgood now into support. Eventually it ends up with Clarkson through the centre of the ground. Centre half forward, Ingerson and Gale. Flips over the back. First man onto it is Miranda. The Richmond defender looking for the boundary line. Now supports there from Ingerson for the Melbourne side. Gaspar. Pressure here from the Melbourne forwards.
Not going to be denied, Melbourne. I'm very impressed with their endeavour and the way they're going at the ball.
Right on the siren. I think umpire Matthew Norton better hang around here for a little while. Michael Gale and Alistair Clarkson.
He's beating quite a bit, Alistair Clarkson. He's an angry young man.
So Melbourne jumping away with the first goal to David-Neitz. But Richmond on the answer with the next four before David-Neitz picks up his second for the quarter. Neitz the 2 goals for Melbourne. Matthew Richardson 2 for the Tigers. Todd Viney returned last week after missing 8 weeks with a hamstring injury. Is coming off the bench. So at quarter time, it's the Tigers 4-3-27. Melbourne 2-1-13 points. Steins and Charles. Steins this time on the left hand, down towards Viney. Miranda, first man in for the Tigers, gets a quick kick out towards the boundary line. O'Brien beaten there by Campbell. Miranda stays in the contest. Tingay pressured by Bauer, and Prescott cleans up for the Tigers. Centre half forward. Rogers takes the quick hands. Here he goes. One bounce. Steadies on the left foot. Richardson's behind. Smith's in front. Just does enough to bring it to ground.
See, that's a great athleticism of Smith. You can see there the frustration of Richardson, but Smith's got great athleticism. He's outgunned as far as height is concerned. We saw Richardson take the mark, just outbodying him earlier in the first quarter. But that jump was spectacular again by Smith.
So boundary throw-in right in the pocket. Steins brings it down to the front. Powell, great piece of roving. It's off the ground. Drops short. What's the call on Jamie Tate's effort? It's a goal. Jamie Tate picks up his first goal for the season. More known as a backman, but he's right in amongst it here.
Well, actually, that was a good hit down by Steins. Steins usually likes playing from behind at boundary throw-ins, but he's now started to get in front, particularly this year. And Bauer, boy, this is a case of the walking wounded here at the MCG. Bauer, I wonder whether he'll come back. Going off or looking at that, you wouldn't think so. David Burke about to come on.
I think he might have hurt himself in the tackle on Tingay on the wing. So out of the centre, the Demons come forward. Neitz drops the mark. Gaspar, love it over the top of it, driven into the ground by Callaway. Got a ball up just inside 50. So the Tigers 5-3-33, lead by 20 points. Melbourne 2-1-13. Duncan Callaway on screen. Played for Victoria this year. Gale wins the tap. Broderick. It's a quick kick towards the boundary line. Good pick up by Viney. Started on the interchange bench. Back here to Neitz. Melbourne wanted a free kick. Ingerson caught. It's a wild hand pass. Broderick dances around, weaves his way out. Goes short, tries to set up to Miranda. Does well. Loose players for the Tigers break. Rogers was there. Tingay, he's got two to beat. Burke just onto the ground. Gets good support from Rogers. Also Gale. 3 against 1. The numbers win out. Back to Burke. Cross the half back line to Prescott, who's been a star. Kicks the ball long to centre half forward. Backing back is Tate. Seecamp's his opponent. Howard over the top of the ball. Cow's in there. Love it with quick hands. Back to Hopgood. Melbourne defence under pressure. Goes wide. Trying to stand under the ball. Good play by Charles. Thumped it. Picked up by Powell. In the side to replace Chris Bond. And it's been marked by Daffy. So Powell has been a good little player.
Yeah, he has. He's got a bit of speed, hasn't he?
He's come into the... There he is on screen. Having an altercation with Hopgood. Chris Bond couldn't take his place in the Richmond lineup. He's been very lively, has Robert Powell. He reserves football at Collingwood. So Nick Daffy, 22 goals for the season. 45 metres out across the face of goals, and in fact out of bounds on the full. So a bright start by Richmond. They lead by 20 points with Smith. He's got the big job playing on Matthew Richardson, who's booted 2 goals in that opening term. Pumps the ball back where Steins. High flyer from behind. He's got Howard as an opponent. Broderick with those quick hands to Prescott. Tries to set it up to Daffy. Needs a kind bounce. Kicks hurriedly to the front of the square. Sean Smith does well. Seecamp. Under pressure. Kicks to open space. Here's Powell. He's got a lot of pace. Hopgood wins out this time. Over the top with plenty of support. The hand pass is poor. Burke does well. Kick short inside 50. He was looking for Richardson. Charles was there with Lamprell. The ball is forced over for a boundary throw-in. So let's go down to Neil Curley, find out what's happened to Prescott.
Yes, apparently the boy fell across his leg and he strained his right knee.
In fact, it's Nathan Bauer we're talking about.
Yes, he strained his right knee and they've strapped it up, and well, just have to wait and see how that settles down.
So Tate just kicked a great goal off the ground. Has another fresh air shot. But we've got a boundary throw-in.
So Richmond 5-3, Melbourne 2-1 in their last goal, 22.5 minutes into the first quarter. We're now 5 minutes into the second. Charles and Steins. Neither clearly, but it's Naish at ground level to Miranda. He likes these. Tosses it up towards the square. Daffy can't control it. Right foot misses.
Yes, and Daffy appealing for the free kick. You can see there explaining to the umpire that he was held on to. It's a dirty part of our game. I wish the umpires would do something about it.
Melbourne defence standing up to the pressure. Phoebe takes the kick in. Lamprell. He now on looking for Steins. Good strong work, stood his ground as Howard came back.
Great use of the body by Steins.
It's the next target that they lack here. Ingerson's the one. Callaway has him covered. Michael Gale at ground level, back to Callaway. Left foot just clearing the area. But Lovell pushes back in. Ingerson gets another go at it. Tingay, the bouncing ball. Gaspar inside to Callaway. Pressure from Clarkson was enough. Farmer, little give it on the ground. It's there. The Wizard picks up his first. Jeff Farmer.
Wearing Greg Healy's old number, 33. Farmer playing half forward. Gaspar going back inside. There's Clarkson. Farmer just getting it. Great shepherding behind play there to allow Farmer to get his kick.
Just into his second season of AFL football. He's really been a find this year in the forward pocket. He's spooted 17 goals. Broderick out of the centre square. Been a marvellous player for the Tigers since coming across from Fitzroy to his old teammate from the Lions there in Michael Gale. This time he's beaten by Phoebe. Gets support also from Tingay. He's got the numbers. Tingay caught. Great tackle by Rogers. Broderick pumps the ball along back towards centre half forward. Pushing and shoving down there was Tate with Seacamp. Driven into the ground. No free kick.
I suppose the umpire was on the other side of that pack and didn't see the holding by Seacamp. On tape.
So the Tigers by 15 points. Charles loses it. Powell, who's been very lively. Pretty impressive debut by this youngster. That's into the danger zone for Melbourne because Richardson's naked. Daffy, quick snap. He's done it. Got tremendous skill at putting the ball quickly onto his boot. And Nick Daffy has kicked his first goal.
Well, it was a valiant attempt by Lovett. Just couldn't hold on to it. Got in front. Here it is again. This man's doing very, very well. A late inclusion to the side. There's Lovett in front. Just couldn't hold on to it. Daffy started behind, but got in front as Lovett went to ground.
So Nick Daffy's 23rd goal for the season gives the Tigers a 21-point lead. Ball drops straight back into the centre circle again, and 20 players converge in on it. Finally out to Lovett. Hopgood pushes out wide. Phoebe pitted against Michael Gale. Phoebe wins at ground level. Gale pushes. Phoebe free kick. Short into Hilton. Glenn Lovett. Brendan Gale wasn't watered the mark. It's play on, says the umpire. Quick kick out by Campbell. Lovett. Advantage played now. Hopgood in towards Neitz. Strong hands, couldn't complete it. Campbell cleaning up. O'Brien squeezes. Out of bounds. Deliberate. Has to be. He won't pay it. Well, he was going nowhere else.
Well, what he's trying to do is get it off the boot.
Ingerson. Turley's kick smothered. Tigers with numbers. Rogers eventually out. Prescott's a runner. One bounce through the centre. Tosses it across. Doesn't quite get towards Richardson. Smith's there with him. Seacamp for Melbourne. Misses Glenn Lovett with a handball. Richardson's back in as a rover.
Gee, that was a bad skill error by Seacamp.
Can't afford to miss him with a handball like that. 3 umpires. It's number 16, Matthew Norton, to bounce. Irons flips it over the back. Miranda's there with Naish. Naish gathers, handball. Robbie Powell drags one around, bounces short of the goal square.
Tigers very strong midfield. Prescott's had 12 possessions. Broderick's had 10. Robbie Powell on screen came in as a late inclusion for Chris Bond. Has been very, very lively. So Lovett goes wide and finds Cowell. Tigers 6-5-41. The Demons 3-1-19. Neitz has booted 2 goals for Melbourne.
Oh, great mark.
Richardson 2 for the Tigers. Steins to Clarkson. Can they set it up, Melbourne? Inside the centre square, Phoebe can kick the ball long. His target is going to be Neitz. Out in front of Gaspar. One-on-one duel. Back of the pack. Running onto the ball is O'Brien. So the Tigers lost Chris Bond before the opening bounce, replaced by Powell. And the Demons have been hit hard by injuries, with Ops, after winning 8 possessions in the first term, limping from the field, and Craig Nettlebeck being carried off on a stretcher. So the Demons just struggling, a little bit off balance at the moment through their injuries. Gaspar over the top. Broderick. Ingerson with a quick kick. Chance for Poley. Caught. Can he get a hand pass off? He has to Hopgood, and he's kicked it.
Well, there's the attempted check side by Ingerson. Polly just being pulled down. It's Hopgood. Started down back, Hopgood. Just got his foot to it. Here's Ingerson, will follow up. There it is. There's the ball. He held it across his body. Polly just being dragged down by Callaway, and a quick one. I thought that might have been smothered, but Hopgood got his foot to it.
That's his first goal for the season to Paul Hopgood. And as you say, Don, he has been playing a lot in defence. But the Demons have shuffled their side around. And we see Craig Nettlebeck walking back along the boundary line. So that's good news for Melbourne.
Great news.
So maybe he may even come back into the action. Chance now for Richardson for Richmond. He's booted 2. Got tremendous pace and agility for a big guy. Gets it back to Prescott. Best man on the ground. Kicks the ball deep into the forward line. Naish! Well, I had the pleasure of coaching Chris Naish, and I tell you what, there's no better mark for a small man in league football than Chris Naish.
And here he is, behind.
Kicked 19 goals for the season. The pride of Wangaratta from 30 metres out, bangs it through.
Does a lot of his work down the ground. Chris Naish in front of goals. Richardson getting well up the ground once again. Naish just holding Cowell under it and then just pulling himself away.
So with just on 10 minutes to go, second quarter, it's goal for goal at the MCG. Hopgood on this occasion wins the ball out. Farmer running onto it. All it's got to do is sit for him. Is there space for him to work? Yes, there was. Back to Ingerson. Polly drags one around. Is it going to come around enough? It's right there. Neitz can't complete it. 2 small men, Polly and Jeff Farmer. Right in there amongst it. And Neil Curley, we saw Craig Nettlebeck walk back around the boundary line.
Yes, the doctor said it's a mild one, and they're hopeful that they may be able to use him perhaps later on in the game.
Well, that's good news. So Rogers driving the Tigers forward. Tape gathers on centre wing. Back in towards centre half forward. Richardson puts the body in, spins the ball back with a clever hit. It's in Daffy's favour. He'll give it back. It'll bounce once, twice, but the wrong side of the goalpost. Robbie Powell. 3 behinds. Well, he certainly has been the live wire down among it all. Brett Lovett into Clarkson. Wide, short to Steins though, and he makes it under a great degree of pressure from Johnny Howard.
Don, I was just thinking you've got to admire football clubs because Nettlebeck carried off on a stretcher, but just mild concussion.
I was just thinking, once upon a time, you'd never go off with mild concussion, would you?
Phoebe drives forward and Gale in the front position is awarded the free, but advantage to the Tigers. They lose possession of it. Hilton drags it back. Farmer's underneath, takes it. Under a great degree of pressure from Miranda. First game in round 4 for 1996. Every game since. Drives in towards the square, hoping for Neitz. There's Richmond hands up there. Gale. Damien Ryan at ground level, 37, cleans up, and Broderick nonchalantly asks for and accepts the free kick. To Campbell. Some doubt of Wayne Campbell playing during the week as a result of having a bout of the flu. Kick not a good one. Melbourne have the opportunity. Hilton and Farmer. Farmer's the one out with it. He gives it to Hopgood. He gives it to Clarkson. Again, looking for Neitz. Neitz is held.
He's got it.
I'm impressed with Farmer. Second week I've seen him, and the way he got out of trouble on centre wing there and got the handball off. There is Neitz getting away from Gaspar. He's very impressive, Farmer. He's responsible for that ball being down with Neitz.
David-Neitz.
Long runner.
14 goals in the previous 2 weeks. And 2 already in the first quarter here this afternoon. Going for his third. The umpire likes it. That's 3 to David-Neitz. 3 to Neitz. Edging now closer towards the Demons. Melbourne 5-2-32. Trail Richmond 7-6-48.
Yes, and here it is again. There's Farmer. This is the impressive play with Farmer. Look, he still gets out of trouble, still managed to get the handball away. And he was the one that initiated play.
Richmond have been on top, but they just can't shake off the Demons. 3 goals to David-Neitz, 2 goals to Matthew Richardson. Charles versus Steins. Rogers out of the centre square. Got plenty of pace. Kicks a poor one. And marked by Seacamp. So the former Lion thumps the ball back where Steins makes good ground. So you just get the feeling, Don, that Melbourne's just gone up a cog. This is a great kick to space. They can raffle it. Polly, bingo, lucky number 14, running to the open goal.
No, there's a free kick behind. What's happening here?
Now there's 50 metres being applied.
It must have been so. I didn't see what was going on.
Well, I think that's a fair call by the umpire. I think the 50 metres is probably a greater advantage than a ball running free.
No, he's indicating that obviously David Burke was holding onto the player behind play.
So Jimmy Steins will be shooting from 35 metres out, directly in front. The kick's an absolute shocker. Farmer couldn't hang on to it. I reckon he kicked that with his kneecap.
Well, he looked like he kicked it like an Irishman.
Just seemed to just want to get it over the goal line and not put it up into the breaches of the stand.
Well, a wasted opportunity by Jimmy Steins. Campbell, the designated kicker for the Tigers, looking for Gale. Ingerson does well. Hilton tried to crash his way through. He was caught high. Advantage paid. Farmer running, goes bang. Here come the Demons. That's his second goal.
And isn't it interesting how far are you allowed to run? And there's emergency umpires going out, and he's going to speak to... We'll just wait and see. He's speaking to Hopgood, so obviously something happened with Hopgood that we didn't see. And there's Farmer running into the goal.
He did well then, Don, because not a lot of players actually run their full distance. A lot of them just bounce it after 1 or 2 steps. He ran, he got balanced. That was good play.
How far is he allowed to run?
So Melbourne, with consecutive goals for the first time in the afternoon, now are within 9 points of the Tigers. Hopgood, who's been very strong in the centre bounce area. Ryan kicks off the ground. Howard tries to claim the mark. Now he comes back in. Number 31, quick kick on the left foot. Forward, there's Tate. The quick kick out of the centre bounce area, always dangerous. Tape just outside 50. Probing into the goal square. Off Richardson's hands for a behind.
Another good effort by Smith. He was in front. And Richardson tried to strengthen him out of that contest.
10 points now the difference between the two co-tenants of the MCG. Brett Lovett. Matthew Phoebe. Tingay. O'Brien steadies the 27-year-old recruit, and he's goal! Whoa!
Don, that was absolute magnificent play. Not one Richmond player touched the ball from Sean Smith's kick out.
What an excellent kick for goal.
3 goals in 4 minutes to the D's now.
Oh. That is excellent. Excellent. Well kicked. And a terrific effort from fullback.
Tony Jewell on screen. Chairman of selectors for the Tigers, former premiership coach. So now the Tigers 7-7-49, lead by just 4 points. The Demons 7-3-45. Alistair Clarkson with Ashley Prescott. Prescott's had a terrific first half so far. Steins against Charles. Wins out. Taken by Powell. Kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Lovett. Hand pass to Clarkson. Melbourne now hunting in numbers. Trying to crash his way through was Phoebe. Tingay at the bottom of the pack. Spills out to Hopgood. Loses control. Big pack of players. And there is a lot of feeling in this game, Don. You picked it up early. And the Melbourne Army starting to find their voice. Oiling up the voice boxes. The chant is going. I like what they're seeing. Turley. Knocked back by Rogers. Cow. Short kick. Taken by Turley. Back towards the half-forward line. Ingus in front. Punched away by Gale at ground level. Hilton pounced on it. Couldn't take control. And a boundary throw-in. So just on 23 minutes of action in the second term. And the Tigers lead by 4 points.
Andrew Obst on screen. 8 disposals in the first quarter. A kick to the thighs rendered into the interchange bench. Over the back, Damien Ryan. Handballs forward to Naish. His quick left foot kick finds Tate again in the front position. The give to Burke didn't win. Holding the ball. Brett Lovett had it squashed underneath him. Naish is the kicker, and Richardson makes it. There's questions asked there by the Melbourne supporters. Free kick against Brett Lovett. Naish, the quick recipient, and tosses it up now and right down at ground level. Matthew Richardson.
Distance might be a problem here for Richardson.
Kicking from just on 50. Already has 2 goals. It's long. It's offline. 2 goals, 2 to Matthew Richardson. It extends the Tigers' lead to 5 points. Kick into Turley, bounces short of him. Naish starting to get some interceptions into the game.
Oh, great tackle. That was terrific, I love it. Very reflexive.
Can't complain there, Nick Daffy. When your arm's pinned like that, that is a great tackle. Love it into Turley. Now again looking for Steins on centre wing where he's been for the majority of the afternoon. Phoebe wants to keep it in. Feeds deeply back inside, but there's pressure. Daffy, this time the tackler on Clarkson. And Naish, the cheeky half-forward.
Alistair Clarkson, 93 games for North Melbourne. He's been averaging 23 possessions for Melbourne this year. Been a great pickup. Steins wins the tap. Ricochets back to Turley. Taken to ground. Kicked off the ground by Broderick. It's tough in the clinches. Free kick to the Tigers. Naish. Richardson's the target versus Smith out in front. Great pace. And a wonderful kick. Didn't have to change stride.
There was a big hole in which he could lead to. Melbourne should have blocked that up.
And the players down here, there's been a collision behind play. Now, Sean Smith's down. He is hurt. A Richmond player is down as well.
No, I didn't see that.
Now, let's go down to Neil Curley, because Curls, did you see what actually happened that time?
Yes, I did. Smith injured himself in the contest with Richardson, and then there was a collision behind that between Melbourne and Richmond boy, and the Richmond boy fainted.
Fainted?
Stayed down.
Well, Neil Curley from the boundary line with bird's eye view of that action. This is bad news for Melbourne, because they've already got Obster's been off injured. They've had Nettlebeck carted off on a stretcher, although he's back on the interchange bench. And Sean Smith, who's got the big job playing on Matthew Richardson.
Well, he already went down early after attempting a high mark on the outer flank, and here it is on replay. Here's Richardson in front, Smith behind. There you go. Ooh.
And so that's that, but then there was another piece behind the play, and as a result, Robbie Powell gets the free kick.
He's off target through for a behind.
I'd mark that as his fourth behind. Would that be right, boys?
Yep. That's right. So Robbie Powell really getting opportunities for the Tigers, but can't convert.
Smith being carried off the ground too as Melbourne break from half-back.
Through Darren O'Brien to Turley. Holly couldn't take it. Michael Gale outruns him to the ball, gives it to Rogers. Back inside to Prescott. Not a good option there from Rogers. Pressure still on the Tigers here. Michael Gale, all he can do is kick it up and hope. Charles is the one underneath it. The spoil's good by Melbourne, and here comes Hopgood. He's got Neitz as his sights. One-on-one, Neitz and Gasper. Miranda now there for support. His handball is over the line, out of bounds.
And Farmer behind play tripped over, and he's hurt his knee. Doesn't look too good, Farmer. He's up and moving, but there he is.
Melbourne lucky to get away with taking Smith off the ground,
Exactly
because
right.
they took a long time to take him off the ground. They were a man short. I would have thought maybe if he was that badly injured that they couldn't get him off quickly, they could have stretched him off, because Richmond had a great opportunity to kick a goal. So we see now Demons through Seacamp, loses control, he's on 50, inside 50, Seacamp, a long bomb, it's off target. So Richmond's 7-9-51 lead Melbourne 7-4-56, and Neil Curley's down the boundary line with Sean Smith.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, Smith. He's lucky he's not a horse.
Why, what would you do, Neil?
He's got a severe back injury, and it's pinching on his nerve, and gee whiz, if they can't get it right, he's in real trouble.
And is it hot enough for a player to faint, Curls?
I can understand why the free kick overruled the mark.
Tape from the half-back line. He's got Campbell wide, so the Tigers, with just over a minute of action to go in this second term. A goal would be handy deep in the forward line. Richardson had 2 to beat at ground level. Naish caught high. So this is an important kick. So the Tigers lead by 5 points. And going at half-time, nearly 2 kicks up would be a very good result for the Tigers, who have weathered a very strong Melbourne comeback.
I don't think there'll be another score after this. We've got just under a minute to play.
So Naish has kicked 1 goal, 20 for the season. From right on 50, he's off target. Minus
close
score.
to the man on the mark on that occasion.
I think Chris Naish acknowledged he was a little bit out of range there, Don. They did get very close. Melbourne physiotherapist working with Sean Smith. The kick in is by Lovett. Viney not awarded the mark. Naish again in the game. This time he goes to the top of the square. It's downfield.
Yes, he was dumped after he got rid of the ball. a good thing to do on the half-forward line.
Field umpire there speaking to Darren Cowell. The relay free kick. Down with the big Justin Charles. Already has 1 goal this afternoon. Very deliberate in his approach. Guides it down, puts it right through the centre. 2 goals for Charles. So Richmond cut the run from Melbourne. Melbourne had got the last of 3 goals, and with only seconds to play, Richmond pick up 1 before the half-time siren.
And the umpire speaking to, I don't know which runner it is, but one of the runners out there. Obviously, he might have had something to say to one of the opposition players. A very good kicking style, that from Charles. Not much margin for error.
Silly free kick given away there by Darren Cowell. Daffy, quick kick out of the square. Can the Tigers get another before the siren? They need a good bounce. Naish overruns the ball. Prescott caught, thrown to the ground by Cowell. Lovett under pressure, rockets the ball back. So Glenn Lovett kicks it on the siren. So a very entertaining first half at the MCG, with the Tigers leading 8-10-58 by 12 points over Melbourne, 7-4-46, as we see Sean Smith with that bad back, as Neil Curley informed us. He fell awkwardly in a marking contest with Matthew Richardson. David-Neitz has booted 3 great goals for Melbourne. Looks like he can be a match winner if they can get the ball down to him. But Sean Smith, that's a big problem for Melbourne. They've had several injuries during this game. He had the big job on Matthew Richardson. But at half-time at the MCG, the Tigers lead 8-10-58. Melbourne 7-4-46.
Richmond lead by 12 points. Charles and Steins go at it again. Matthew Knights on the ground again. Flips out wide. Seacamp working hard defensively to Hopgood. Chips out. Finds O'Brien. A goal kicker in the first half. The left footer into Phoebe. Juggles it. He claims it. He's given it.
We'll see Seacamp now on the forward line contesting.
Couldn't do it under the pressure from Gale. Callaway takes the advantage of the free kick for the Tigers, kicks towards the wing. Steins pushes in, couldn't complete it. Cowell is there to support him, gives it back to the big fella, left foot, very good, finds O'Brien. Pushes in towards full forward for Neitz. Matthew Knight's in to give support for Tigers. Gasper's in there. Broderick, he's going nowhere in the tackle. Ball spills through to Clarkson, tosses it up high. Goes a long way offline. Out of bounds on the full.
Richmond 8-10-58, lead by 12 points. Melbourne 7-4-46. Gale still in defence. Picked up by Hilton, gets it across to Clarkson. Kick's been smothered. So the race is on. Tingay, can he get there first? Gale paddles the ball along for Richmond. Phoebe applies the pressure. Turley held without the ball. Take the free kick.
Done a good job today, Craig Turley.
10 possessions to Turley, 2 marks. Kicks the ball back where Seacamp does well. Forces the ball further around the boundary line. For a boundary throw in some 35 metres around from the Demons' goal. So Melbourne still undermanned with Andrew Ops on the interchange bench with some chance of coming back on. Craig Nettlebeck carried off on a stretcher, but now back also in the dugout. Campbell caught by Poley, who's been his minder all day.
Kevin, I was just watching Matthew Knights off the ball, and I've got to agree with Neil Curley. He is favouring the leg. He's picking up Hopgood. He's in the back pocket. There he is there. He's just jogging across. He's a little bit proppy in his action.
Well, he's always had a bit of a strange running gait, Matthew Knights. But a very major ankle problem. It's kept him out since round 2. Just had that one reserves game last week. Jimmy Steins climbing up off the ground. Matthew Knights on screen. Benny Gale, the acting captain for the Tigers today. Tony Free, the skipper. out with a knee problem, sitting up in the coach's box. Here comes Callaway, tough as nails. Over the top, Tingay's there, along with O'Brien. And a ball up on 50. So Melbourne have had the ball on their forward line.
What do you think of Callaway, Kevin? I know he's a good player and all the rest, but do you think he picks up enough possessions, though, as a half-backer?
Well, he's generally given the danger man of the opposition, and to shut them down, he does a great job. I think he's one of the best defenders in terms of putting out a star player. Campbell on the burst, kicks long, looking for Naish. He finds him just outside of 50. So Naish has kicked a goal, goes short, pops it out in front to Prescott. 12 possessions in the first half from the impossible angle. Tries to have a pot shot at the goal. This is close. Has it been paid a mark? Daffy has been paid.
That was either a mark or a goal, wasn't it?
So Daffy on a very acute angle, but he should have space to run around and pop it through. And he kicks his second goal.
Has done well today, the number 10. 2 goals, 1. And Prescott once again getting involved. A high ball, which either was a mark or a goal. See Daffy taking, must have been very close.
So Daffy now joins Justin Charles and Matthew Richardson as the dual goal kickers. And the change here, Anthony Ingerson has gone back and has Matthew Richardson. So the first goal of the third quarter to the Tigers. Melbourne need to reply. Steins takes it out of the centre bounce, gives it to Clarkson. His quick kick is intercepted by Broderick, who in turn gives it to Rogers. Down to centre half forward, Brett Lovett. Handballs, as he does more often than not. And this time to Viney. Spins to Clarkson. He has a bit of space to set something up, but he's looking for a target at centre half forward and can't find one. There was just nobody at home there for the Demons, and Campbell has the pace, has the skills to be able to clean up, uses John Howard. He on the left foot. Back into David-Neitz. Listen to the crowd. They love him. And every right to. Former best and fairest winner. Dual best and fairest winner, in fact. Charles. Strong hands. Directing traffic, the big man. He's got short to Richardson. Nothing becoming of that for the Tigers. Melbourne defence in under it. Daffy comes out of nowhere. Left foot, he's done it. Unbelievable. 2 consecutive goals to Nick Daffy. And the Tigers extend their lead.
Gee, he was hard at it, wasn't he, Daffy? Playing a great game. There is the left footer.
14 possessions and 3 goals to Nick Daffy. Andrew Obst warming up in the boundary line. So Sean Smith, both injured. Also got Nettlebeck off. So Melbourne with no interchange players, 100% fit to come back on. Steins gets the ball out to Turley to Clarkson. 17 possessions, had a good game. Gale takes the mark. So the Demons are running out of numbers. The kick's a poor one, favours Tingay. Thumps the ball back, inside 50. Neitz was the target versus Gaspar. Miranda trying to help out. O'Brien. Ball comes across, a quick snap. Hits the post. So Miranda climbs up off the ground. Richmond 10-10-70. Melbourne 7-5-47. So Campbell kicks the ball back, looking for Gale. Has Seacamp to beat. Tingay's quick kick has been marked by Miranda. Goes bang with a big bomb. Back towards the edge of the centre square. Big pack of players. Powell, who's quick at ground level, playing his first game. He'll take the free kick. He's kicked 4 behinds.
Been very impressive.
Feeds it off to Prescott. Goes over the top to set it up. Rogers back to Howard. Kicks to the front of the square. Danger for Richmond. But chipping in is Brett Lovett.
Sweeps the handball away to Clarkson. And turn to Lamprell. He's decked after the kick. Seacamp's marked it. Laid on now to Glenn Lovett, and away they go. 2 bounces. The kick falls short of Darren O'Brien, and he can't control it as it goes out of bounds. An opportunity there for the Demons. Lovett running free on the wing, should have made better use of the ball. He sees his side trailing by 23 points. Boundary throw in, some 60 metres around from the Melbourne goal. Gale and Steins. Broderick takes it out and away he goes, leaves them all in his wake. 3 bounces, feeds over the top. Michael Gale looks for Richardson. He's set underneath it. Ingerson spoils. Tapes in amongst it. Daffy, the dangerous Daffy. 2 goals in this 3rd quarter, but can't get another go at this one. Tigers look very impressive when they break through the centre of the ground, and none more impressive than Paul Broderick. Players now just waiting. Over the top was Lamprell. To Phoebe, to Glenn Lovett, the fumble. Turley cleans up for them, and eventually the spin finds Clarkson out wide to Hopgood, and they get a kick in. O'Brien. Left foot. Gasper's got it well covered. Takes the front position and allows the spoil to fall to Callaway. Steins does the roving, but beaten by Michael Gale. To Knights, very casually, perhaps too casually, but gets away with it to Campbell. He bounces one to Naish. He has a bounce, looks upfield. Over the back. Daffy curls. There it is. Matty Rogers.
Been down a little bit, Matthew Rogers. He gets a lot of big jobs, or has had a lot of jobs up around midfield. A chance to kick his first.
10 kicks, 4 marks, 4 handballs. Should do this quite easily, but we will wait, and he hasn't.
I think he was confident in his approach. David Burke, Ben Holland stretching.
And the D's bring it away again. Love it to Turley. Steins with Howard. Over the back to Miranda. With confidence. A bounce. The left foot. Not a good one. Naish fumbles. Cow comes back into it. Steins up to Viney. Back inside to Clarkson. The D's got to set something up here.
Clarkson back to the edge of the centre square. The big fist of Callaway. Prescott had a terrific game.
There's a player down after that tackle. Prescott has called the umpire.
So Prescott
Relay
the ball
free.
across to Matthew Knights. Started on the interchange bench. His first game since round 2. Richardson's in the square. Knights goes short and finds Powell. Came in the side for Chris Bond. He's kicked 4 behinds. His first game of league football. Played with the Collingwood reserves. Richardson on a lead. It's been ignored.
He fancies himself.
So Powell from 55 metres out makes it to the goal square, and Richardson too big, too strong, too good.
It's funny how that happened. The players seemed to peel off him and he finished up by himself.
I think you'll see this little push he gives Ingerson. So no real strength in Ingerson's stance.
So he kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Now he's kicked 3.
Well, he joins Nick Daffy as the leading goal kicker for the Richmond side. There was a long run up. He started at the centre of the ground, young Powell, and there is the push out by Richardson.
Handy 24-point lead to the Tigers. Steins tries to take it out of the air. Charles got good purchase on it. Across to Broderick. Here come the Tigers. Low trajectory kick. Great kick to Tate. Playing at centre half forward. Richardson once more has got it. It was held, not paid.
The umpires are a little bit more go, don't they? They're far more liberal in their interpretation. David Howlett, very experienced. And this is what Richardson complaining about. You can see there being held as the ball went away.
So maybe a stroke of luck for the Demons as Cow kicks the ball out wide. Turley is out there along with Poley. Callaway takes it over.
It was beautiful the way they got it down to the forward line, Richmond, with Broderick. It was poetry in motion. The handball from Charles, a beautiful kick from Broderick.
Richardson on screen, still just shaking his head in bewilderment. He's kicked 3 goals today. He's kicked 59 for the year.
Now the Demons must make something out of this boundary throw in at centre wing. Via Viney, it goes to Hopgood. Tosses up high, Seecamp's the centre half forward, but he's well covered by Gale. Miranda's tackle on Hilton is through. And Hilton takes the free kick. In towards full forward. Richmond have the numbers. Rogers, left foot out. Good gump, good mark. Darren O'Brien made his debut in round 4 this year as a 27-year-old. A lot of quality football with West Perth. Western Ferris winner there and premiership player. This is a vital kick for the Melbourne side. It's going long, it's going strong, it's going straight. 2 goals to O'Brien.
Usually very good kicks, left-footers. I don't know why. But this is an excellent kick from O'Brien. The ball will come back up to the 50-metre line. Here's O'Brien taking it. He'll let it go from 50.
That's the second great goal he's kicked. Kicked an absolute ripper in the second term from the boundary line. So Melbourne still won't go away. They trail by 25 points. Broderick with quick hands to Charles, who was caught. Love it. Streams out of the centre. Looking for Neitz. He's booted 3. Looks it around the corner. Gale in front. And Neitz takes a strong mark. Crashed into by Prescott. 50.
Well, it'll be right on the line.
So this is a big turnaround for Melbourne. To bring him to within 19 points. David-Neitz is certain to kick his 4th goal. He's been in great form. He kicked 8 against Footscray. Previous week, 6 against Adelaide. This will bring up goal number 4. Here come the Demons.
And as he kicked that goal, I was interested what was happening back in the centre of the ground. Alistair Clarkson just does not let up. He was pushing Ashley Prescott. He had a word to Mark Miranda and kicked the water bottle away from the Richmond trainer. And David-Neitz there on screen has kicked his 4th.
Must have seen some.
There he is there. Look at him again. He's at Matthew Knight's now.
He's been watching old videos of Don Scott.
He wears the right number, number 23. Needs 5 kicks and 4 goals straight. gives the Demons some chance, but Charles will have something to say about that. And vigorous work in the centre of the ground by the Richmond big man is rewarded. Michael Polly hanging onto the ball too long in the tackle, and Charles is away. Half-forward flank. Richardson gets rid of Ingerson. The umpire lets it go. His kick is long, but it's wide.
That's unbelievable. Why did the umpire let that go?
It should be a fair and equal opportunity for all players to mark the ball, and certainly it wasn't on that occasion. Umpire David Howlett calling the ball back. Wants Brett Lovett to kick it in again. And the Amini ball. Brett Lovett will do such. Hesitation. Short to Glenn. Back to Brett. To Clarkson. Handball, not a good one. They lost the momentum. Viney finally gives it back to Clarkson. Pushes forward. Neitz is the target. Seacamp's there. Gale from behind. Couldn't hold on to it. Gasper works hard at ground level. Hilton feeds out. O'Brien. Kick smothered by Miranda. The D's want to keep it in play. Richmond don't. Yes, Campbell does. A wobbly kick out towards the wing, and Howard's got the jump on Steins, but decides not to go. Short kick over towards Naish. Pressure from Cowell. Has the ball at ground level. Charles, another strong tackle and another free kick for him. Former National League baseballer. The right foot. Richardson's out of the contest. Oh, and he now gets a free.
Well, that's on, but I suppose we've got 3 umpires out there. They've all got a different interpretation.
So the question is that there have been on 2 occasions where Matthew Richardson has gotten rid of Anthony Ingerson in the contest before the ball had arrived. On this occasion, Ingerson's the aggressor, but he is penalised. Richardson kicks for his 4th. But misses.
Robert Rawls would be pretty disappointed because they've missed 2 golden opportunities to score goals, with Matthew Rogers missing from a set shot from close in, and now Matthew Richardson. So the Tigers by 21 points. Melbourne look threatening, even though they've got no interchange players. Lovett goes short. Finds Todd Viney. He's the best tennis player out there. Kicks the ball across centre wing to Tingay. He can set it up here to Hilton. Kicks a poor one. You see Neil Baum there just shaking his head in disbelief.
And it is disbelief, isn't it, when you have your players free and clear and they just can't hit the next target.
Anyone wants to take up coaching, just have a look at Neil Baum. It's one of the better days at the office. Phoebe pumps it back inside 50, and another poor kick. So Melbourne turned the ball over. Wayne Campbell, there was some doubt before the game that he may not take his place, but he did. Chris Bond didn't. Powell came in for the Tigers. Rogers is off. Farmer the chaser, down towards half forward. Melbourne want a free kick, and they've got it. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Craig Turley takes the free kick. So the former Eagles best and fairest winner and runner-up in the Brownlow medal goes wide. Good mark to O'Brien. He's kicked a couple of goals. Does well on hands and knees, feeds it back. Tingay's off and running on full throttle, top speed, now overdrive. Moves to turbo boost, kicks it long bomb. Once more,
he was going at the same speed. In fact, he was going up and down.
There's the Melbourne bench. Nettlebeck's on it. His Crook carried off on a stretcher. Ops is Crook. And so Sean Smith. So Melbourne putting up a pretty good performance. A lot of mistakes from both sides. Farmer and goes short. And finds Hilton. So Richmond lead by 20 points. but Melbourne just won't go away. Jeff Hilton started his career with the Saints. Played 6 games, just kicked 2 goals for the season. He's had a few injuries this year. Can be an important player. It's an important kick. It's hit the post.
Just when Melbourne needed a goal, Jeff Hilton's kick wobbles away to the woodwork. So Broderick to bring the ball back in. And looking a little bit out of place in the goal square. It's quite hesitant. The umpire's asked him to kick it. So he goes along up the centre of the ground. Matthew Knight's in front of Clarkson. Tigers just slowing things down. Under 5 minutes left in the quarter. Callaway. He's looking for Richardson from behind. Jumps. Over the back. Charles the little tap. Naish. Little foot to it. Powell has a go at it. Misses the lot. Melbourne clean it up. Push it over the bound.
I'll go here if Matthew Knight's is fit.
Well, they've really committed themselves by playing him. In the front position, Charles gets it down. Robert Powell under pressure, and again right on the boundary line. Naish wants to keep it in. Cowell's happy to see it going towards the line, as does Viney, and over it is.
Ben Holland also warming up in the boundary line for the Tigers. Looked like he might come on for his first run this afternoon, and Sean Smith still having that back manipulated. Maybe we can go down to Neil Curley on the boundary line. And Neil, any chance of any of these Melbourne interchange players coming back in onto the ground?
Well, certainly not Sean Smith. I can't see him being fit, but the other 2 boys are a lot freer in their action, there, particularly Obbs, and also young Nettelbeck looks a lot better as well. So there is a chance those 2 may be used.
So Melbourne defence still under pressure within 20 metres of the Richmond goal. Clarkson pushes it out wide. Contest on the wings, allowed to go. Broderick's the first man back. Has time and space to set something up. Pushes in towards centre half forward, but really not a good use of the ball. All Melbourne players, but they can't make a good fist of it.
And Howard has come off the ground, which allows Holland on. Now, I should imagine that Holland may go forward. He's gone forward, and Charles may go on the ball now with Steins.
Howard has earned the blow. Hard work against Jim Steins. Now it's tight. Naish takes the ball out, tosses it up high. Richardson in front. The spoil from Matthew Phoebe.
Well, you just wonder how fit Jim Steins is, isn't it? Because he hasn't been replaced and he's still going.
211 games in a row for Jim Steins. Just nothing will stop him.
He had a heart transplant 3 years ago and it didn't stop him.
Can the D's come out of this one with a string of handballs? Eventually ends up with Tingay on the wing. His left foot falls in between Hilton and Glenn Lovett. Richmond had the chance. Farmer aggressive in at the ball. Another toe poke from Tingay. This time it's out with Brett Lovell. He wants the handball. Can't. Now he can. Farmer using the right foot when perhaps he should have used the left. All it does is fall into the safe hands of Brendan Gale.
Exactly right, Terry.
So Benny Gale's got a loose player wide. It's his brother, Michael. Prescott is also loose on centre wing. So this is a big move by the Tigers. It's a big play. Rogers also loose. So Big Charles settles things down inside the centre square. The lead's on. Richardson versus Ingerson. Viney did well, showed courage to stand in front, then dives on top of the ball. Lovett feeds it off to Cow. Back to Turley. They thought he was held. Gaspar, the Tigers. Broderick picking up possessions. So Rogers from centre wing position. It's a long bomb. Campbell's underneath it. Hopgood. The Melbourne defence is standing up quite well now. Steins goes short and finds Poley. Steins will run on. He's got wonderful endurance. And he's off. Big Jimmy goes short. So it's a possession game for Melbourne. O'Brien's booted 2. They want him to move it quickly. Neitz wants it inside 50. No. Gaspar read it well.
Neitz just didn't want to go.
Well, he was calling for it over the back.
No, you've got to run at it, KB.
But that's what he was doing. He was calling for it. He should have went forward. Campbell was off. He has to come back. So the Tigers by 20 points with less than 30 seconds to go in this third quarter.
And the runner's going down towards David-Neitz, so he's obviously relaying your message, Terry.
And a costly error too. Is now Richmond with only 15 seconds and counting down left on the clock. Have Matthew Richardson some wheel kick from inside the square. The siren, I think, will beat him. He has to have a ping at it if he knows the timeline. From inside the square, he gives it a hoist. It's going to fall short. The Melbourne defence wrap it all up. Richmond opened the quarter with the first of 3 goals, 2 to Daffy and then 1 to Richardson. But Melbourne have been quite persistent. 2 goals, 1 to O'Brien and then 1 to Neitz, giving Neitz 4 for the game. But Neil Barnes showing frustration through the quarter with some of the skill errors from his players, particularly when they are clear running down through the wing and unable to hit the player at centre half forward. Robert Walsh definitely will be looking for his team to finish this game off. A place in the 8 is what is at stake for the Tigers. Very drawn. It does take it out of your KB, this coaching KB, doesn't it? One of his key players there, Matthew Knights. So at 3/4 time, Melbourne 9-7-61, trailing Richmond 11-14-8. This is Melbourne. Richmond by 20 points, and out they come with Nick Daffy through the centre bounce area, down to the dangerous Richardson. Couldn't complete it. Daffy's followed everything up, bounces it in the square, and has got it! Nick Daffy, his 4th goal. And the most impressive part was that he was the man who gets the ball out of the centre. Strong, hard running the contest, the spoil from Ingerson, but he was the hard man at it. Daffy, first goal of the last quarter, first blood to the Tigers. 26 points, now the lead.
Just the start Robert Walsh would be looking for. Tigers wanting to get back in the top 8. Love it. Gets it across to Tingay, goes wide. Melbourne can set this up, and Nettelbecker's marked. He was carried off the ground in a stretcher in the first term. Now back on the ground. Melbourne's played most of the game without fit interchange players. Sean Smith is also off the field. It's a poor kick and it's been marked by Knights. Plays on to Broderick. Big possession winner. Out to Gaspar. So kicks to space on the outer side of the ground. A good strong mark to Holland. Spent most of the game on the interchange bench. Just on for a run. Kicks the ball back inside 50. Richardson, the high flyer. What a grab!
Gee, there's nothing you can do when he gets up like that.
He's booted 3 goals for. He's taken 7 marks.
Look at the athleticism. Look, in front, look how high he gets. There's just nothing Ingerson can do, and he tried valiantly too.
He's kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, 1 in the third. So Richardson from right on 50. The distance is there.
He likes it.
It's a great kick.
That's his 4th. And it's always a good indication to look at the players as soon as they've made contact with the ball as to what it is actually doing through flight, and he was very, very confident. I'm impressed with this young guy too, Ben Holland, who was very impressive in the Ansett Cup. Played centre-half back in the Reggies last week, 20 possessions.
Well, that's his 60th goal for the season to Matthew Richardson.
And the Tigers lead now out to 32 points. Melbourne will really have to get motoring now to pull this one back in. The ball goes forward Richmond's way once again. Holland meets the Tingay tackle. The umpire eventually decides to give it to Stephen Tingay. Comes out wide. Clarkson. 28th possession to Alistair Clarkson. The quick give back onto Viney. Showing some run. Gaspar. Very solid performance from Gaspar, fullback. His opponent Neitz gets away with 4 goals.
Getting very dark here at the MCG. Sean Smith.
Charles with the right hand. Down towards the boundary. And over it goes once again. The Richmond bench, David Burke there. John Howard just behind. 2 big men go again. Melbourne working hard to get the ball clear. And once again she'll be balled up. Damien Ryan there. 3 disposals for the afternoon. Fine young player from Caulfield Grammar. The bounce, not all that particularly high. Broderick goes off the ground. Out into the space of the race. Matthew Knight actually makes ground on Brett Lovett. Gathers the ball with the left foot.
Oh,
strong
courage.
work. Prescott couldn't finish it off. Courageous effort. Now it's Lovett to Seacamp. Pressure upon the D's here. Viney wants to take them all on with a charge. Push and shove in close. Phoebe feeds on back out again. Tingay slips. He's under pressure. Broderick's tackle is good. The kick off the ground by Prescott. Rebounds back Melbourne's way. But Damien Ryan cleans up, and he's got Campbell, and Campbell's got as much room as he wants to work in. He settles. He goes through it. He's got him.
And Lovett off, and Hilton coming back on for Melbourne. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the fact that it looks like he's got an injury, Brett Lovett. That's probably the reason why Matthew Knight's got away from him.
8 marks to Matthew Richardson. Great use of the ball there from Wayne Campbell. 2 bounces, allowed himself room to settle. And Richardson did the right thing by presenting a very, very good lead.
He's done an excellent job coming back from that knee injury of last year.
4 goals and 4 behinds to date. It's going to be 5-something. It's 5 goals. 5 goals to Matthew Richardson. And the Tigers move on 14-15, 99, Melbourne 9-7, 61.
Well, we can only wonder and hope, or wonder why, or what could have happened had Sean Smith stayed on the ground, because he kicked 2 goals against Sean Smith, and he's kicked 3 since Smith's gone off the ground. Smith did an excellent job.
So the Tigers now by 38 points after leading by 20 points at 3/4 time. Steins wins the tap. Shark by Prescott. Quick kick. Powell came into the side for Bond. Traps it. Can't take control. Bowled over by Viney. Tries to shovel the ball out. Powell fists the ball back over the line. Brett Lovett getting some attention. Sean Smith next to him. So Richmond led by 14 points at quarter time, 12 points at half time, 20 points at 3/4 time, and now lead by 38 points. Rogers around the corner. Richardson with pace. Will he get there? Just couldn't quite take it off the half volley. Turley towards centre wing, punched away by Tate from O'Brien. Let's go down to the boundary line. Neil Curley's down there with all the action.
Yes, he's just strained the hamstring, and they're working on him now. Gee, they've had some work down here, the physio and the Melbourne doctor today. So
Yeah.
no, I think he's a bit doubtful, this bloke.
Mary Toomey, the Melbourne physiotherapist there, and has been probably her busiest day this year, hasn't it?
Well, it's been like a war zone in the Melbourne dugout. Charles. Taps down, taken by Clarkson. Been very good today. Gale in front. Nettleberg's done well to come back onto the ground after being carted off on a stretcher. Fell heavily in a marking duel. Out wide, Michael Gale. So the Tigers full of running.
He's improved, hasn't he, Gale? Starting to come back into form.
Tigers looking to grab their spot back in the top 8. Naish goes to ground.
Actual fact, Michael Gale will be pleased to get through this round 15, I think, because it was the same round last year where he had that shoulder injury. But he's come back, and when you look at the definition of the man, he's really built himself up to compensate for any weakness that injury did cause. Now it's Melbourne's turn. Farmer to Steins, back to Farmer. A bit of run from the little fella. Up wide, Nettlebeck.
Excellent delivery.
If only he could have played more of the game. Craig Nettlebeck drives in towards Neitz. Assistance
Now,
there.
guys, oh, the umpire's seen it. I was just going to ask you guys, as former footballers, what do you think about this thing that goes on now? But the umpire's picked it up, so we can't criticise, we can't ask you for your opinions.
And probably Kevin Nor I took a mark over our head in our careers, Don, so...
No, but what I'm saying is that it never happened once upon a time, didn't you? Only had one umpire and he could see everything that was happening.
David-Neitz.
Sorry, the frightening thing is going around to junior clubs, a lot of junior coaches are instructing boys to hold before going to the ball now.
4 goals straight becomes 5 goals straight. Five goals to David-Neitz. His 10th for the Demons, but they're still trailing Richmond.
Well, we just got a report from the boundary line that Neil Curley doesn't agree with what we're saying about, well, with what I'm saying about holding the ball. Thanks very much, Neil. You suppose you held all the time going for the ball.
That's been going on forever, that sort of thing.
Oh, rubbish. It might have happened over there, but never here.
The Tigers by 32 points. Steins just couldn't get a clean possession. Love it to Cow. So Melbourne out of the centre square. They just keep on coming. The Tigers have got all the answers at the moment. Rogers down towards Campbell, tries to take a one-hander. Boundary thrown some 60 metres around from Richmond's goal. Matthew Richardson's booted 5 goals. Neitz 5 for Melbourne. So it's been a shootout for the full forwards. Daffy's been a star with 4. Charles uses the body well. Roderick. Free kick to Turley. ...17 possessions to Turley.
Done well, hasn't he?
Former Eagle finds Tingay.
3rd in the Brownlow, wasn't he, at one stage?
Second.
Turley, 2nd.
In 91, won the best and fairest for West Coast Eagles. All-Australian. Marcus Seacamp. So Melbourne, every time they look to be gone, they keep fighting back, keep finding something. Phoebe, inside 50. Dangerous here for the Tigers. Farmer runs onto the ball. He's booted a couple. Makes something out of nothing. It's bouncing. Wrong side. He's had a terrific year, young Jeff Farmer.
2 goals, 1 today.
Just his 2nd season of AFL football. 99 plays 68. The Tigers in charge as Prescott. It's been great all day. Goes short looking for Knights, traps it well. A bit of magic from Matthew Knights. The crowd loves it. 2 bounces, 3 bounces, runs to 50, sets it up to his mate in Naish.
Poor old Darren Cowell was caught there. He was the only player between Naish and Knights, and eventually had to come to Knights.
Naish has kicked 1 goal, came in the 2nd quarter. So from 40 metres out, he's kicked it.
His 2nd goal. Been up and down in previous weeks, Chris Naish. It's hard to be a good player on the forward line when you're getting a lot of attention. Hard to get away from your opponent when the ball's coming down the ground, and then you've got to turn towards goal. And here's Matthew Knights. Rather casual, isn't he? Looking around, nobody coming towards him. And obviously the Melbourne fellows realise the situation.
Chris Naish kicks his second goal. And Richmond lead now at 28 points. Charles, aggressive in the centre bounce. Left foot out. Umpire lets that one go. Naish is running onto it. Can he get it? No. The crowd really putting the pressure on umpire Mark McKenzie there. He stands firm. Forward pocket for Richmond. Holland flips it. Campbell with the right foot.
He's got some real ability, Holland. Real ability.
Players tending to use the right foot banana other than their left foot these days. Cow.
It amazes me, Terry, that guys are not in this day and age when football is becoming so professional that they aren't adaptive both sides of their body and capable of more than one kick, the drop punt. And the grounds the way they are nowadays, it could be a case for the drop kick to come back into the game.
Oh, Don, please.
No, you think about it, you're not very... Well, see, I've been with Malcolm Blight for a long time. I'm starting to think very laterally. You fellows are very insular.
So ball up on centre wing. Richmond 15-16, 106. Melbourne 10-8, 68. Clarkson being one of Melbourne's best to love it. Glenn Lovett inside 50 and he finds Nettlebeck. So it's been a big day for Craig Nettlebeck. KO'd, carried off the field on a stretcher. He's come back into the fray.
Easy mark. A lot of stings now gone out of the game, unfortunately.
Played 45 games for Sydney. Was with Fremantle last year. Didn't get a senior game.
He's a great athlete as a junior.
He's kicked 10 goals for the Demons this year. So the kick's a wobbly one. That can be expected. He took a hell of a knock. Neitz had it. Ripped out of his arms there by Gaspar. Tape. Started at centre half forward. Now in defence. Wobbles the ball over the line. Richmond by 38 points. Tape kicked the goal in the second quarter. So Jimmy Steins, who's rucked all day for the Demons, had Howard as a minder early in the game. Phoebe feeds the ball out, taken by Broderick, sharks it, can feed it off here to Prescott, who'll get support. Gale runs, does the shepherding. So he's off and running. He'll run to 50. Goes very short to Powell. Yet to kick a goal in his first game of league football. This is a big bomb. Will it wobble back? He's hit the post.
I wonder if anybody else has ever done what that young man has done in his debut game. 5 points. That'd have to be, well, that'd be a trivia question. There you are, you're into trivia, Kevin. Put that one down. 5 points.
And the Melbourne kickoff goes nowhere but straight to Ashley Prescott.
Even Robert Walls can laugh at that. And Brian Waldron, the football manager at the back, can afford a smile. 20 possessions to Ashley Prescott.
Had a good first half, didn't he?
Been very good right throughout. 48th game of league football. Big 50 coming up in a couple of weeks. Settles over it. Kicks for his second, and his teammates reckon he's got it.
You've got one coach smiling, the other with the hands in the head. Direct contrast.
Well, Melbourne really did have a chance at half-time. They'd worked so hard in the second quarter to get within 12 points, but it's been a capitulation since then.
Anne O'Brien of Vermont South, admin office, bay 6, ground floor, Olympic stand, please.
So Ashley Prescott has really found his spot now in the Tigers senior side.
It's the second time he's done that, Charles, sorry.
So it's good to see a young player like Ashley Prescott come through. He's captain of the Richmond under-19s, and he's had a lot of injuries with his shoulder and also stress fractures.
You recruited him to the club?
No, he was a local boy from Glen Waverley. He was under-19 captain from the local area. So Steins back towards 50. Callaway shows all the courage, takes the free kick. Another boy from Glen Waverley.
been a great area for them, hasn't it? It's a Glen Waverley Hawks, is that where they all come from?
That's right, Don. Waverley District footy, and look at Richardson go up. Another big grab to Richardson, gives it across to Broderick, thumps the ball inside 50. Gale, did he hold it? Not paid. It was a great attempt. Ingerson out of defence to Phoebe. Kicks deep into the forward line. Backing back was Ryan. Gaspar was there. Ryan will take the free kick. They pay advantage. Gaspar out towards Naish. O'Brien does well. Kicked off the ground by Broderick. Naish, the pride of Wangaratta, rockets the ball to his mate here in Knights, twisting and turning. Shades of Barishnikov, gives it back to Naish. Bang! Into the goal square. One for the high flyer. Daffy's there. He's booted 4. Danger here for Melbourne. Daffy's quick onto the boot. Into the pocket. Gale. Another goal. The Tigers are hot.
Hit the post with that one, which is
hit the post.
I'm just
can't believe it.
Barishnikov, is he a ballet dancer or a racehorse?
Can't believe it. Benny Gale has hit the post.
Ingerson's kick-off finds Farmer. He in turn to Phoebe. He's run into trouble. He's gone. Prescott's got him. Great piece of work, Ashley Prescott.
Excuse me, Terry, I'm still waiting for Barishnikov.
Well, he is a dancer, and he's also a racehorse, but he's more famous as a dancer, Don.
Clarkson, he ain't no dancer. Farmer to Tingay, but pressure from the Tigers. Farmer comes back in at it. Kick off the ground. Tingay buys a little bit more room. Tackle by Polly. Tackle by Lovett. Tackle on Lovett. Kick off the ground by Tingay. Falls short. Clarkson pushes in. Handballs to Nettlebeck. Dummies the handball. Keeps it. He's gone. That's trouble. You had it.
Just can't do anything, can he?
He wouldn't be feeling all that good, Don. He was carried off on a stretcher.
So Callaway, the tackler. Into Holland. In turn to Miranda. To Rogers. And through the centre of the ground he goes. Ooh, some heavy work from behind in the shepherding, but allowed to go on by Rogers.
Whoa, just missed.
That's on in the back. I'll stay with the footy. Farmer. Handballs on out to Steins. He stops. He comes back to Cal. Cal on towards Hufford. Nettlebeck from behind. Holland's in front. Does well at ground level. Brings it back inside. O'Brien. Nettlebeck again. Plays on. Lopes a handball over to Turley. Turley goes for it and finds Neitz right on the line. So how did big Justin go behind play?
It was quite funny, actually. Hopgood, was it Hopgood or Hilton? Look at the save the blonde here. Laid the heavy tackle and Charles has gone up and made a beeline. Going to take his head off. He just ducked at the critical moment and the momentum kept Charles going, but he came back with the bit of a nutcracker or attempted nutcracker.
So Neitz, 5 goals straight. Has kicked 6 straight. Tremendous performance.
8 goals, 2 last week, David-Neitz. 6 today. Here it is, Nettlebeck trying to draw the man, Turley, and he's by himself.
So Nettlebeck 6 goals, Farmer 2, and Darren O'Brien 2, the goal scorers for the Demons.
And Alistair Clarkson's still out of beside the umpire. He hasn't let up all day.
David-Neitz has kicked 20 goals in the last 3 weeks. But the Demons trail by 40 points. Daffy has kicked 4. Free kick back to Melbourne. Jimmy Steins. Then a big try for Melbourne today. Kicks wide. Nettlebeck was the target. Hilton pounced on it. Chance for the D's. Tape, hands and knees. Miranda. Gale in there as well. Hilton, just with strength, crashes his way through. Turley, hard up on the boundary line, centres it. It's a great kick. Gaspar was held, kicked off the ground by Neitz. Oh! Well, he's kicked his 7th, but Gaspar was held. So at the 23-minute mark of the last term, David-Neitz kicks his 7th goal, and what a great 3 weeks he's had.
Prescott appealing.
8 goals, 6 weeks, 6 goals and 7 goals.
And sorry, Kevin, but Charles off and Howard on. But Prescott appealing. Look, there was the hold, and Prescott asking the umpire, why not pay it?
Seven goals to David-Neitz. 9 goals is the best performance by a Melbourne player against the Tigers. Time could be against him.
Oh!
Very solid. Broderick hard in. The ball free now. Daffy in towards Gale. He's got it. And Lamprell very slow to get up as a result of the Broderick kick.
Richardson still by himself. Oh, he pity he's kicked the ball away because not a Melbourne player. Oh, that would have.
It was solid.
Oh.
So the ball now with Brendan Gale. Just the one behind. The one that Kevin Bartlett ever so convincingly thought was a goal.
Can't believe he still missed it.
Chance to redeem. The crowd like it. He's got it. Gale's first goal for the afternoon. And the Tigers march on. 40 points clear.
Didn't even have to rub it out of my record. It just left it there, Terry.
Oh, gee, that's knock. He's got a great physique for a footballer, number 25. It's really well proportioned for a footballer. Big shoulders, narrow at the hip.
Does well at either end of the ground. Has been used in defence.
And in the ruck.
Yeah.
Could be a good ruckman, that fella.
So the Tigers back to 40 points. They're back in the 8 tonight. Steins wins the tap. Callaway strong as ever across half-back. Farmer been good for Melbourne. Kicked a couple of goals. Kicks it out wide. The high flyer is Hilton. Missed a lot of the season. Back to Farmer. It's got Nettlebeck loose. Under 3 minutes of action left in the game. Nettlebeck finds Phoebe. Very crowded Melbourne forward line. So Neitz leads the space, tries to take a one-hander. Polly at ground level. Gets it back to Viney. Kicks a poor one. Clarkson, was he held? Oh, not paid. Callaway cleans up. Tate out of defence. So the Tigers through Richardson. Not able to win control. Richardson pace, fantastic pace, keeps the ball in. O'Brien on hands and knees. Rogers tries to kick it off the ground. Tingay with quick hands. So it's inside 50. Tape to Powell. So he rockets the ball back to Richardson. He's kicked 5 goals. Finds Holland spent most of the day on the bench to Prescott. He's kicked 2 goals. He's been a star. It's a long bomb. Daffy. As the ball punched away, Gale. Clever play. Hopgood takes it through.
Give him nothing. The Dow back pocket player, Paul Hopgood. Cowell brings it in short.
Oh.
Pressure on the kick. Ends up with Prescott. Gives it to Richardson. Running into goal. He's gone bang. He's kicked 6.
6 goals for.
A couple of very bad decisions by the Demon defenders in kicking the ball back into players, cost them goals. And sometimes you wonder whether all the set plays are worth it.
You are dead